When you're writing an Angular application, you'll commonly encounter scenarios where you want to let the user know about certain events that are happening inside the application, and you also might want to give yourself the ability to see what is happening in an application. You might want to know, for example, when there is an exception from your code or from the code inside of Angular. You also might want to know when a promise is rejected, because that often signifies some error condition. Or perhaps you just want to know some diagnostic information, like how long did it take this block of code to execute? Or when does this specific function execute? And in addition to errors, sometimes you want to know about successes, like when does the user successfully save an important record to the server? And it's not just you that wants to know this information. Sometimes you might want to display some information to the user, some sort of alert that will tell them what is happening. And you'll want to do this somewhere other than the console window of the developer tools, because the average user will never look at the output there. So to support these various sources of information in an application, we're going to build an alerts service. This service will be responsible for collecting alert type information from different places in the application. The service will expose an API that lets us add new types of alerts, error alerts, success alerts, and warning alerts, and then it's going to have to manage a model, which is the current alerts that are in the application. We can inject this service into other controllers, directives, and services, and we can also use this service to send back information to our home server to record an alert in the database. Now, funneling information from different sources of events into the alerting service requires a few different techniques depending on the information that you want. I'm going to show you some different techniques to use, techniques like decorating a service. But before we even reach that point, let's look at a simpler scenario where a controller just wants to raise an alert for the user to see. This will require us to build out our alerting service that collects the alerts and also have a directive that we can use to display the alerts. So let's get started with the service.